Necromunda First Shot.
Alright, welcome to Necromunda First Shot 21 on the line tonight. And I forgot to introduce people last week. I re-listened to it and I just started yapping on. But on the phones tonight, I've got Leedham.
Hi, everyone.
Sean from Quartermaster, hashtag by Quartermaster. How are you, Sean?
I'm well, hello.
Make sure you go out and buy Quartermaster. You can run your whole Necromunda campaign off it. And Steve from our local Necromunda group. How are you, Steve?
Garottings and salutations, I'm okay.
So, we're going to talk about bounty hunters tonight. Steve's here to just argue with us and also to tell us his most... Because Steve's one of the people who has run just a whole variety of just gross bounty hunters, including one called Mr. Spoot. Are we going to hear from about Mr. Spoot?
That's one of the 4 that I've selected for this, yes.
Okay.
But I'm also here to defend myself, because you guys just keep saying I'm always doing disgusting things, and it's kind of true, so...
Yeah,
let's see how it goes.
You had to
Reputation's well earned.
reverse defend yourself. Now, the idea for this thing came from a guy on Instagram who messaged me called Kingsley, and he said, hold on, let me just check the chat. He said, Fast Shop episode idea. He was the first person because we asked at in the last episode if you've got any ideas, send them through. You can send them through to ifrspodcast@gmail.com or send them through on the Facegrams. Facegrams. Whoa,
That's what they call it in the Underhive.
the Facegrams.
Oh.
Shit. Someone
better reserve
buy
that.
someone buy facegrams.com.au.
I'm on it.
On Instagram, so Kingsley messaged and said, fast shot idea, brainstorm crazy bounty hunters like you did with Outcast leaders on the last step when we talked about the Outcast gangs. And I sent it to the group of people and I said, let's just each come up with 4 and then we can go around and talk about them, and then if we come up with even... And then obviously Steve needs to be there to make to give us advice on how to make them like way worse and like more fucking terrible to play against. So not only has Steve also got a variety of fucking characters such as Mr. Spoot, who you're going to hear about obviously, but just like a bunch of creepy fucking dudes that he always just like has lurking around, because Steve will always. You know how, like, when you drop a cat, it'll always land on its feet, or if you drop a piece of toast, it'll always land, like, jam down, mate. Steve will always get a territory, pick a territory, or win a territory straight away, which gives you a free bounty hunter. And then he'll equip it with the most heinous shit, basically. So, anyway, so Steve's here. Thanks, Kingsley, for sending it through. Look, rapid turnaround. Only days later, this episode's coming out. First of all, we need to talk about the rules for choosing a bounty hunter, because each of us, because I said, we said, how about we each do 4, we can talk about them, make them more gross, whatever. And then we all went away, and then we all have, like, I just got bounty hunters from my other campaigns, some that I've made previously, and then I made another one just before. So in each campaign, what I'm trying to say is each campaign has different rules, selections, different campaign tyrants. There's a bunch of different places to get the bounty hunter rules from, right? Like the last time they were actually... Like, the last official rules were the Outcasts. Well, no, sorry, what was it? The last gang? Is it
the last generic ones were Gangs of the Underhive, which is
Gangs of the Underhive
for a while.
So that was defunct as soon as what Delac came out.
So I guess the Delac book was the last one that you still needed Gangs of the Underhive before it came out. But yeah, so each of the House of books have had bounty hunters in them. The rules for bounty hunters, but there hasn't been a generic one. So I guess if you are not one of the house gangs, you would need to look elsewhere for your bounty hunter rules because
No bounty hunters, motherfuckers. Yeah.
Yeah,
so that
they're outside
there are no
the-
bounty hunter rules in a Book of Outcasts. There's no bounty hunter rules in the new Megatome. Is that true?
Well, yeah, I couldn't find them.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
It is a mega term.
I was unless they're not in the index because that's what I checked.
Yeah.
Um,
And
so-
the one I've got from Apple doesn't have a search feature, so who the fuck knows?
yeah. So what I was as we go around, we'll might just need to say at what point in time of the rules some bounty hunters came from. So if basically what I'm trying to say, okay, this is what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is if you're sitting at home and then you're pulling out some rules and going, oh, it's fucking illegal. Just remember, some of these were made like before the Megatome came out.
And in the case of
In the case of all of Leedham's ones, don't
come from the future.
In the case of
Okay.
Leedham's gangs, don't ask too many questions at all.
That's
Yeah.
always been the rule with Leedham.
Definitely don't ask for a full accounting because that will just get you a grumpy Leedham.
Yes.
All right, so who wants to go first? I've got like some where I've selected a role for, so I've got so the rules for bounty hunter. Let's just like quickly cover what we're talking about. The rules, there is 3 different stat
Profiles?
lines. Yeah, profiles, stat lines. You choose one of those when you make the bounty hunter. One is a hilarious fucking movement 3 guy, which like even squats like aren't a movement 4, right? Like the new squat guys.
Oh yeah, I feel like
So-
because there was a squat special character who was movement 3.
Yeah,
So I think
yeah.
originally they were intending squats to be movement 3, and then they just realized how bad that is.
How fucking ludicrous
when they
it is,
build
yeah.
the squat gang, it's all movement 4.
Yeah, so I would suggest you allow people to play movement 4.
Unless you want a like very slow, he's
Yeah.
just like one of those serial killers that just walks everywhere.
Well, I have 2 and at least 1 that I've used in a campaign with the movement 3. It's such a fucking ball. Like luckily the model that I use has a full bionic leg, so I can just say it's like a gimpy fucking robo leg. Like it looks really fucking huge, but it's just like slows him down to movement 3. But yeah, movement 3.
Movement 3 isn't so bad though.
Fucking
because
what?
I've actually,
What are you talking about?
I've got 2 of my 4 that are the movement 3 profile because they get away from it by doing other disgusting things. Like Mr. Spoot the
So
Time
Spur.
Caterpillar and Jeremy the Bat Gibbon, they're both movement 3.
Jeremy the Bat.
I guess the thing is the movement 3 guy is the most durable because he's
Yeah.
toughness 4 and 2 wounds. So.
All right. Well, I'll go first, and how I'll select my first example will be I'd like you guys to think of a movie, and then I'll try to give you a bounty hunter that sort of follows that theme. Can anyone think of a good movie?
Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. Oh, sorry, you said good movie. Let me go back again.
Star Wars, any other Star Wars other
Just
than
any other Star Wars.
those 3 ones. The JJ one and the other 2 ones. No, wait, the 2 JJ ones and the other one. Except the special effects and everything, fucking amazing.
They look very nice. All right, Leedham, Star Wars. Let's do. Okay, let's make it specific of a thing that has bounty hunters. The Mandalorian.
Ooh.
Okay.
Are you like
Alright.
making them up on the spot, like doing a request?
No. Okay.
He's made 4 bounty hunters
So-
and I think he...
All right.
Would you
So
like
I'll
another
start
movie?
with an alien bounty hunter. I've got the Kroot Gene Taker.
Ooh, very nice.
Whoa.
So the idea is that this is an old Kroot who's come down to work as a mercenary. So I've gone for like the mid stats. So he's better at shooting. Sorry, he's okay at shooting, but he's good at close combat. And what I've done is I've given him a chameleon cloak, a Kroot long rifle. Now, Kroot long rifles are a really good weapon, and it's always nice to use because they're a combination of a a fairly decent rifle and a close combat weapon, which is nice, and it's plentiful because I think it's like basically a very simple sort of powder, black powder fire weapon. So pretty good. And I've given him hazard suit, armored undersuit, photo goggles, and a respirator. So really, it's just all about him having the recruit rifle, being a recruit, and doing recruit things.
Recruiting it up.
So yeah.
Well, what
Turn up from the ashways and.
What skills are you? Have you got any skills? What recruiting skills?
Spring up, I thought was about it. Nothing too special. That's just like a good skill to have.
So there's two choices when it comes to skills, which is you can either choose one and then roll for one, or you can roll for three. So what would you do with that if you're going recruit?
So I would pick spring up.
You definitely
just
take
because
spring
it's
up.
a good.
All right.
Because he's got reasonable armor and he's reasonably hard to hit.
But you can always just get up and shoot anyway. Like, what do you want to spring up for? Just so you can get up and charge.
Oh, it just gives you more options.
More crudy to be.
Yeah, because it is good to like aim and shoot, or say get up and then charge and hit them with your shooting stick.
And so you went for the movement 5 profile for this guy?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, cool. Because he's got the best initiative for making use of spring up.
Yeah.
Xenos Merc, straight up. And is that like street legal? Like, what's the recruit rifle legality?
Yeah, that checks out. I think recruit rifle was rarity 9. I think.
Whoa! So that's super easy to do. Anyone could do that.
Yeah.
And what does that cost? Like that's 80 points plus
that's rare
150 points worth of gear.
Yeah, that's right.
Full 150. Yeah. Has anyone not gone the full 150 of gear?
Nope. I maxed everything out.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
For a couple of mine, I've got like they cost 220, but it's like you can throw a stub gun or whatever on for the rest.
Yeah. I think that's what I did. Filled up with stub guns.
I think any sort of quality of life stuff, like the other thing too is like respirators and things like that, because sometimes there are scenarios where it'll be, there's choking dust clouds, and guess what? You're going to do nothing but single moves in your activations if you don't have a respirator.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, and so the carrying capacity for a bounty hunter is more than a normal gang as well. So they can have 5 weapons, one of which can be a
unwieldy, and if they have an unwieldy item, then it counts as 2.
Counts as 2. Oh, and some items.
So they can have this like great golf bag of gear if that's something that excites you.
So has anyone gone for that option for having just heaps of weapons? Because I feel like with the 150 credit limit, and you want to buy like protection and stuff, it's kind of hard to fill out all those slots.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I can tell you, like, I'll tell you my first bounty hunter, which is a one called, which is one that I made specifically to hunt. If I got to play a night fighting game against Steve, and this is called Juice Killer Extreme Night Mode, and it was it's a bounty hunter sanctioned psyker with the manipulate lumens double action. Spell, boom. So what is that? Technomancy, and then he's equipped with 2 bolt pistols. Because my model already has 2 bolt pistols and a bionic eye, so I was like, okay, cool. So he's got 2 bolt pistols, power knife, just full purpose stabbing. The model's got a knife, so fucking perfect power knife, and then photo goggles. So the idea of this dude was just like go in with bolt pistols at night and just scope out his best dude and just like blow him away with a bolt pistol. Now he doesn't. He's chosen manipulate lumens, but then he's gonna roll a random shooting skill.
So I think
do that now.
My reading of the rules for adding psychic powers, is that when you upgrade a bounty hunter, they get an extra spell on top of their skill allowances. Now, I can that's my reading.
That's my understanding too.
Whoa.
But I'd just like to say,
so you could
I've actually got one of
spells.
my bounty hunters that's the same as yours, except it's the manipulate lumens.
The juice protector.
Well, this one I think I used because someone in our campaign, who will remain unnamed, continued to turn out the lights. Yeah,
Wasn't me.
yeah,
Who
you
was that?
laugh, but you know who
it?
you are.
Who was it? Was it
So
Harley? Was it
this
Harley?
one was called Lumina, and
Name and shame.
no, I can't do that. He's in the
We
chat.
probably
with us.
named them already.
So Lumina has a demolition charge, and he's got the movement 3. So he's got a ballistic skill of 4 and a strength 3. So he can't really throw the demolition charge anywhere, but he doesn't need it. He just manipulates lumens. That's basically all he does. He's got an armored undersuit and a reflect shroud and a psycho technomancy. And the reason why I've gone for the movement 3 with that one is because they've got the best willpower of any of the bounty hunter options at a willpower 5. So if I just wanted to turn the lights on or off, that's all he had to do. It was a free bounty hunter in a game where I was like, damn you, Sean.
I mean, why wouldn't you make him also a night hunting dude then? Like, he just turns it off for the lights and then he goes Buffalo Bill style. That's the whole point of being able to turn off the lights on because a bounty hunter is like a super powerful fucking guy. Like you can.
But it is a way to get utility into the gang if you just need that.
Oh yeah. I guess.
Yeah, but the model that I've got for it though is
expensive,
one of the Delark test models I've done, where he's I've scraped off his feet and he's floating in the air on one of the actual light models. And he's got the turtleneck thing going. So I think you've all seen that disgusting one.
So you can have up to 6 pistols on a bounty hunter if you took a servo. What's it called? Servo? Not servo harness. Servo harness?
I don't know.
Something harness. Suspensor harness, I think it's called.
A suspensor harness for the heavy weapon. Yeah, I think it's servo. No.
There's one that gives you an extra slot anyway, so you can have up to like 6 weapons, like 6 pistols. I wonder what's the most. How much is a needle pistol? Oh man, if you ran a bounty hunter out of Clan Escher, you could have needle pistols for like 5 points or something, right? The 5 creds. Or 10 creds.
Needle pistols are
you can
30.
Delac gets auto pistols for 5 creds as well.
Oh, there you go. So 6 fucking auto pistols. Just shoot them till they run out. Oh, okay. So hold on. So just getting back to that psychic point. So I was previously running spells as if you wanted to have a spell, you could choose one, and then you had to roll for the second one. You're saying that you get a free spell, and then I get to either choose.
That was my
further spells or skills.
It's my reading of it too.
Oh
so you get,
fuck! So you can just start with manipulate lumens, and then I could go gunfighter. Then I could actually go gunfighter because I was just rolling for a shooting skill, a random shooting skill, hoping to get gunfighter or just some way to fire just the bolt pistol that he's got because he's got 2 bolt pistols. Because one bolt pistol isn't enough, even if you're firing 1 bolt pistol. Sorry, 2 bolt pistol. Yeah, 1 bolt pistol isn't enough. You need to have 2 bolt pistols, even if you're firing 1. Because you're going to just run out of ammo, like, straight away.
So I think you could probably... Like, it isn't clear. You may be surprised to know in the Necromunda rules it is not clear. But I think you are paying 35 credits for the privilege, so...
true, yeah.
The rules say, unless otherwise specified, all fighters with the sanctioned psycho or non-sanctioned psycho special rule start with a single weird power, either chosen from those included in their gang list or from one of the disciplines presented here. Bounty hunters and Venator hunt leaders can be upgraded when hired to have the sanctioned psycho or non-sanctioned psycho special rule, as chosen by the player, for 35 creds.
Yeah.
So those two together suggest to me that when you pay that 35, you get the weird power.
Oh, that makes my dude even
you could
better.
definitely argue that it comes out of their allotment of skills as well, so it's not clear.
Okay, so I would go Sanctioned Psycho, Technomancy. He would choose Manipulate Lumens, choose Gunfighter, and then roll for a second spell on the Technomancy tree. Because he might just get some of them are fucking insane, like. And then what that also means is because he's got Technomancy and all his spells are from Technomancy, then he can reroll ammo checks. Although bolt pistol's only 6+, at least he's getting to double fish for 6. Yeah, he might just like get a lucky aha. It wasn't
interesting.
It wasn't fucking jammed all the way. Oh, that makes him even more powerful. Okay. Well, there we go. Even more fucking powerful.
Because I did a just to shift gears, I did a bounty hunter called Wild Bill, and he's a sanctioned psycho with manipulate lumens, and he has a hazard suit, photo goggles, a bolt pistol, and a chainsword.
See, a chainsword's too loud there. It's gonna be silent, like a. Take a toxin dagger. Isn't a toxin dagger's like pretty silent? Doesn't even have a strength. Stiletto dagger.
But you know, that's a kind of going in more in the horror movie direction.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
So,
that makes sense.
like a Murder in the Dark sort of. Jason Voorhees sort of.
If you took your bounty hunter from the Caldor list, then you could get an eviscerator.
You could, yeah.
That's even more crazy in Leatherface.
All right. Shall I go next?
Yeah. Okay. Wait, have we heard any of Steve's character? We've only heard one of Steve's so far, right?
Yeah.
And only one of Sean's. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I haven't had one yet.
Oh, you haven't had. Oh, okay.
All right. Well, yeah. Going on Leedham's Xenos theme from before, I made a Harad bounty hunter, which you might be surprised considering my previous mentions of this
all the Harad
obscure
talk.
race.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's based on the little pile of rags guy, not the like retconned weird slinky man that it's not my Harad.
The slinky man, what's that?
I don't know. Something new 40k. Anyway.
I'm gonna Google Harad.
So I've done with the Movement 5 profile. He's a non-sanctioned psyker with chronomancy, and I've given him Zen Shootist because he has a Harad Fusel.
And what does Zen Shootist do?
Zen Shootist gives you Ballistic Skill 2. It's like a continuous effect spell, I think. Yeah. So it gives you Ballistic Skill 2, and I think you might ignore light cover or something as well. So it makes him very good at shooting. And then for his skills, I'd probably just roll 3 cunning skills, so he can like be sneaky. Then he's also got a hazard suit and a respirator, and a reclaimed auto pistol to fill out 5 points. What's
the Zen Shootist? Is that divination?
Yeah, it's chronomancy.
Oh, well, yeah, of course, yeah. Zen Shootist is, while it's maintained, and spells are easier to maintain now, right?
Yeah.
This fighter's BS is improved to 2+, and they ignore negative hit modifiers due to cover.
Yeah.
Holy shit. These benefits do not apply if this fighter is firing a weapon with either blast or rapid fire. So what's a Harad Fusel? Like,
it wouldn't work if I wasn't firing it at low power, but it would work for the maximal power.
Just max blast.
The Harad Fusel is basically the same as a plasma rifle. What's it called? Plasma gun. Except it's a bit lower range on the low version, and it's 1 higher strength for both low and maximal.
Oh shit! So like strength 8 at maximal.
So which makes it really good because that's doubling out Goliaths at the maximal and doubling out everyone else at the strength 6 one.
And it is unstable, but that's fine because it's just a bounty hunter, and you kind of don't care if they explode, especially if they're free, including war gear.
That's true. But yeah.
Once per battle, this fighter may perform 1 additional action during the activation. So he could fire.
So he could cast the spell, and then he could concentrate, cast the spell, and then shoot as well. If you wanted to do that, or run around,
move, aim, and shoot. Interesting. Yeah. Sorry, what equipment did he have other than the Harad Fusel?
He's got a hazard suit and a respirator.
Yeah. Yeah, I typed in Harad art, and I know what you're talking about with this slinky man now. That's fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. If you look at the sort of rat-looking time, dude.
The third
yeah.
edition one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Where they actually took I think it's third edition. There's another piece of art that isn't from the third edition rulebook that is where they got the look of the Prod Fusel that you get in the Underhive Market kit.
I'm pretty sure the Prod Fusel was like all the way back in like in that Inquisitor game, which came out even before Dark Heresy.
Yeah, and it was also in one of the Imperial Guard books. They had some of the different aliens.
Oh, that's where that's from. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, really cool. Yeah, well, that makes sense. Like all the timeomancy. If you get like fucking time stop, right? Like that's a like super powerful spell. Well, sorry, no, freeze time. That's right.
Yeah. Well, I was tossing up. I guess I could roll for other chronomancy spells with my skill allowances, but that's where I went for.
Yeah, but if you're going with freeze time, you know that's Mr. Spoot the Time Caterpillar's territory. So.
Yeah.
Into Steve's next bounty hunter.
Yeah, yeah, that is a good Spoot segue.
Everyone.
Well, to catch a time criminal, you need a time cop.
This is true. Yeah, Mr. Spoot the Time Caterpillar was absolutely hated. Like you'd just hear Tim constantly saying "gross" anytime that Mr. Spoot was on the table. So basically, I chose the movement 3, but toughness 4, wounds 2 profile because of the best willpower. Because they go willpower 5 for the movement 3, and then for the movement 4, you've got like 7 willpower, and then the movement 5 guy's got 6. So I just wanted to get the spell off if possible. And he's got they have the freeze time chronomancy. So chronomancy, having it as a mastery, gives you that once per battle you can do an extra move. So being able to do like a little bit of a move to get into the right position, even though it's only movement 3, is really good. And basically having a bubble where people can't do anything just ruins the game for people in that center. So
yeah, he's the biggest fucking pain in the ass. Like, yeah, especially in like a massive game where everyone congregates in the center to like fight over something, and then this little,
especially
just, like,
because he also has a web pistol, so he doesn't have to worry about the ballistic skill 4+ on that one. Yeah, and
that's the spirit.
Chose a primary skill of infiltrate, and I don't remember what he rolled for his second one when he was actually in the game. And he has a stub gun to make up to 230. So,
what did he have? He had something. Was it a shooting skill?
I can't remember what the secondary was.
Oh, it might have been
one that I rolled.
Oh well, a good one to have would be the hip
just
shooting.
Going Yak Tribe, Stephen.
You can make
look
a
it up.
massive 6-inch move.
And then web people, yeah, and spoot all over people with the web pistol. Yeah.
Well, couldn't he? Yeah. He's so just like, and he was an evolution of a
2 wounds and armor weave.
He was an evolution of a character that was already super fucking bad, and we all hated. And then you were like, okay, I won't do that. I'll bring out Mr. Spirit, and Mr. Spirit was worse. Like, just like the fucking.
You were talking about
having a web gun or whatever.
Who was the bounty hunter that I had in my Goliath game?
Yeah, is he one of your 4?
He's movement 5.
No, but is he one of your 4 guys? Four?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, because here is the worst. Like, no, Spirit's worst. It's hard to tell which one's the fucking worst because like they're both just fucking fucked in different ways.
So you were constantly complaining about Grorp. So at the next campaign, I didn't bring him back, and I brought Mr. Spoot, the Time Caterpillar. But if anyone else wants to jump in, we can hear about Grorp later.
I aid Grorp as well, like at least once.
Yeah, but he didn't die, so I didn't change it up. Yeah.
Narratively, though, if he wanted to retire, he definitely had an option to retire. But he was around for quite a few campaigns. Because like, what was that fucking thing that he had? The
balefire thrower.
Yeah,
hip shooting.
Hip shooting balefire thrower. Was he the movement 5 one?
Yep.
Yeah, there
And
you go.
I also
There you go.
rolled up Nerves of Steel for him.
Oh,
so
fuck.
that was,
Jesus, yeah. Oh, God.
I was like, if he gets killed, I might replace him by rolling up a new secondary or use a different bounty hunter. But you never managed to actually do any proper lasting injuries to him. You just took him out of action.
Yeah. I
lot.
know I target, like, if I couldn't shoot Juice with a plasma cannon, then that guy was the second guy. And, like, he was built, and he looked kind of like one of your Goliaths as well. So, like, even though he wasn't part of your gang, I would always target him over anyone else. Because he's such
He's
a
just a
motherfucker.
Goliath that's got a Gene Stealer. Can't remember which one it is right now. The mining laser, I think.
So tell people why that balefire thrower is so bad as well.
Oh, it's just one of the worst weapons in the game. Like Juice would never touch a Xenoc Death Arc or anything like that, but he did employ someone who was using a balefire thrower, which is a template weapon, so you can hip shoot with it. So he had movement 10 and then dropping a template for the auto hit. And it's a strength 4 weapon. So it's a flame template strength 4, which is quite powerful. Damage 2 with AP -1. So that's going to shred pretty much any of the little guys that get hit by it, and at the very least pin them. And then it gets bad when you get to the other traits, because aside from template, it also has blaze, so it's like a flamer, and cursed. Cursed is the bit where it really annoyed the shit out of, especially you, Tim, with your low willpower people. A little bit of insanity here and there.
And what does cursed do? So if you're hit by cursed, you just have to be hit by it?
And then you have to roll a willpower check.
Yeah. So you put
Or
that...
go insane.
or gain an insanity marker. And
so you had your own,
it's
people shooting each other.
And I'm pretty sure it's the only weapon in the game that has the fucking 1-2 combo of you being insane and blaze, which is impossible to, like, remember trying to work that out? So you just be like, oh, so those 4 guys are insane and blaze? You're like, okay, cool. So what does the blaze condition do? Will they run in a random direction? What does the insane condition do? Will they just fucking... the other person gets to control them?
Well, first of all, you got to roll to see who gets to move him around in a random direction.
Yeah. Roll up. Yeah. Roll up to see who gets to move in a random direction. Yeah. So... yeah, but maybe the other player gets to choose not to drop and roll there.
There you go.
That actually did happen a couple of times.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
like,
think-
no,
yeah,
he's
that
not
rings a bell.
dropping and rolling. He's insane. Yeah, so Terra, yeah, one of the fucking worst weapons. Has it changed? Is it the same?
No. No.
Excellent. Well, there you go. Steve's just giving everyone the fucking keys to the kingdom. It's balefire thrower, bounty
With hip
hunters.
shooting.
All right.
You did pretty well to roll Nerves of Steel there. That's like some super
Yeah.
Steve good luck.
Who's next with the bounty hunters?
All right, I'll do another one. Oh wait, hold on, no, it's Leedham's turn.
Is it? I did 2 already.
Okay, well
That's good.
I'll go through one that I had, which is just like I've been totally usurped now, but at least I can talk about it real quick. Which is I made and I never actually ran it, but I made just like a Beastmaster. Like before the Beastmaster rules came out, it was possible to make a Beastmaster bounty hunter. You just take 3 Necromunda giant rats for 150 points, and then I just had. Previously, before I had this revelation of having extra spells, I just had three rolls on telekinesis. Oh, sorry, not telekinesis. Sorry, telepathy. Sorry, yeah. So the idea was he's just like a mind controlling dude, and he's just got some rats that he's just mind controlled, and they run around with him. Obviously, like Beastmasters are different now. I don't think Beastmasters are even psychers. Like they used to be they used to be Beastmaster weirds. Now they're just a Beastmaster. But yeah, if you do want to run like a classic telepathic Beastmaster, you can definitely do it. And in this case, I would just go with 4 rolls on telepathy, go helter skelter, and then just run around and be a total pain in the ass. Obviously, like the movement 3 one has the best willpower, but you want to be like you want to take that movement 5 guy.
Yeah, if you're gonna run around with the rats.
Yeah, if you're gonna run with run with the swarm. If you're running with the swarm.
Yeah, that's a cool concept. I was trying to think of doing something similar.
Because you could run those rat rules as anything, right? Like back before there was actually specific Ripperjack rules and blah 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 rules. Like those new models as well are really big, like 32mm base size ones, I think. They're way bigger than like those Miliosaurs are like man size sort of thing, whereas mine are like on 25mm, like little baby Miliosaurs. So if you did want to run like the classic Beastmaster word, I would say that would be the way to do it. Just
except you wouldn't be able to have 3 rats and give them psychic powers because you'd be 35 credits over budget.
No, they're 50 points each.
That's a different budget. The 35 doesn't come out of your 150.
Yeah.
What?
Take 150.
Yeah. Oh, revelation, Steve! It's 35 on top.
Oh, I thought it did.
Oh,
I assumed it came out.
Oh, assumptions are the mother of all fuck ups.
Up to 150 credits worth of weapons and war gear. And then separately says you can upgrade them for 35 credits.
Ooh la la.
Dang. I could give them even more awful shit. Thanks, guys.
So yeah, the rats they're definitely the ones you can get the most numerous.
Yeah.
They're the only ones that aren't house specific that you'd be able to buy too, because the other ones are too rare or illegal. But
man, you know how Venator...
You could buy house ones that are available to one of the leaders.
Wouldn't it be cool if how Venators can take that house legacy? Wouldn't it be cool if you could take a house legacy and then get access to their Beastie Boys as well? I guess you're. I guess like some exotic beasts are already on the list, right?
Yeah. So the exotic beasts are on the. I mean, well, yeah, you can't take the Escher Wild Runner ones because they're not available to the leader.
No, but I could take a Sumcroc.
Yeah, you take a Sumcroc.
Oh, yeah. So you could make a Beastmaster. You could make a Psychic Beastmaster with even bigger beast. Because how much is Sumcroc's 130? Oh fuck, that's gonna use up all your beast points.
Most of the pets are pretty expensive. I think a lot of them aren't really worth their credits either. Yeah,
the stupid glitch dog is like still is 110 creds. Oh yeah, we forgot to talk about the glitch hound last time. Like we that was one of the first things I checked, is to see if the fucking the stupid robot, the hacked dog, see if it still just goes insane 1 in 6 chance, and it does still, which is just super fucking annoying, because like it'd be awesome if it just didn't do that. Might be worth 110 points. And then the grapple hawks are too rare or something, aren't they?
Too rare. I think the dog's too rare as well.
Is it?
I think that's pretty high illegal.
Yeah.
So what would be the best, like, if you could choose any leader pet? Can you take Sheen? You could take Sheen birds. You could take the Delac, like Robo Octopus.
Yeah, they're not great.
You could take the what about the web gun fucking spiders?
Yeah, the web gun spiders are probably the best.
How much are they there? 130 each or something. They're expensive as shit.
That's a good question. Not sure.
Oh, have a look right now. I've got my...
I think the giant rat's pretty good.
Yeah, just having the numbers for the giant rats, I think, pretty good, because when you're activating all of they're all activating at the same time. Pretty good.
So the Venser spider pet thing is 75 creds.
I get 2.
Oh my god. Cyberarachnids, and they're fucking apeshit too. They've got like a web gun on them.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good idea.
Spider-Mancer. So you just like model them up as just a giant spider, and boom, you got some like spider pets. You got a Spider-Mancer. Would you would you still go if you're running with the psychic idea? Like, you don't even need to do it. You could just not even make them a psycho. But if you were going to throw that extra 35 on and get like 4 spells on something, and from one lore,
I think telepathy makes sense for the theme.
Telepathy.
But are you saying like for power level?
Yeah, there's no real like spidery. There's no like arachnid.
I think probably telepathy probably be pretty good because you can like be spooky. Like I think the spiders have got fearsome, don't they? They do something with...
Yeah, they do. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so just mess with people.
Well,
Turn the
in
lights on.
Biomancer, you've got arachnosis,
Ooh,
where you can climb up walls like a spider.
Whoa!
that
Yeah.
sounds good.
Boom.
Oh, yeah,
Done.
go for that.
So that's kind of spidery.
Is there anything that can make
Very spidery.
make the spiders better or make pets better? Is there any way to like buff your friends?
Spider friend.
Do they have more than one wound?
I'm just trying to look it up. Oh wait, I've gone way too far. Have I? Or not far enough? Oh yeah, here it is. No, they've only got one wound. Actually, they're not like combat. They're definitely not a combat beast. They're like strength 2, toughness 2, one wound.
Mm.
But they are.
Well, I mean, you can
initiative
stop bleeding on them, and that'll get rid of their flesh wounds, which would be.
They've got clamber.
And-
Yeah, they've got clamber. So you want to use that like arachnosis spell, so you can all clamber around together, climb up walls.
Yeah, that'd be
Always
Uh,
be scuttling.
They all have fearsome. The owner also gains fearsome while they're within 3 inches of one.
Ooh, yeah.
And horrific. They can never be captured.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But yeah, movement 6 with a is armed with venomous bite and a web projector. Oh, shit. Web projector doesn't sound like web pistol. What the hell is this? Better not be a strength 1 web gun.
So, I'll do my one then. I've got a bounty hunter called the Soul Seeker.
Mm.
Now the idea is that this they can see souls, so they can always sort of know when the ambush is coming or where people are when they're hunting and tracking them. So it's got divination and precognition. It means you get to pick the scenario, and you can always be the attacker. So I think that's pretty good to be in a gang. Now there's other good divination abilities, including another one where it gives you an extra slot in your gang for that scenario, and makes you better at detecting, sneaky infiltrators and stuff like that. But I think the main one for the gimmick is precognition. So what that also goes with is the idea that he's really good at like picking out targets and murdering them. So he's got a bolt gun with a telescopic sight, and bolt guns are really nasty because it drops those like two damage with the -1 armor penetration. So it's a pretty good weapon, pretty strong weapon.
Yeah, and it's fucking rapid fire as well. So every now and then you just get 3 shots into someone, or
yeah,
1 shot into 3 someone's.
And I think you've got a good chance of getting some other interesting divination abilities as well. I've given him a cleaver just in case someone gets near him, but that bolt gun and telescopic sight makes him pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Wait, what other equipment? Wait, hold on. All these guys are bolt gun with a telescopic sight.
Okay, so he's got a hazard suit, telescopic sight, bolt gun, and cleaver, and his
Cleaver.
psychic. I wasn't aware of the extra wiggle room with the 35 creds. So for an extra 35 creds, you could like give him better armor
or some sort of covering thing like a chameleon line clerk, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
How much are they?
Get a bit more room with it.
They might be a bit more expensive, but you could definitely get a bolt gun and a chameleon line clerk, right?
Yeah. I think chameleon is 35. I think.
Yeah. Well,
that sinks in nicely.
Yeah, that's similar in concept to one of my bounty hunters, who's named the Wraith.
Ooh.
So I sort of built this guy up because
Soul
I was
Seeker
interested
and the
in
Wraith.
stuff from the Spire black market.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only one item on the Spire black market that has a low enough rarity or illegality that I can buy for him, which is the chameleon elixir. It's not chameleon. It's chameleon. We struggled with that on the
Chameleon.
episode. And the chameleon elixir. I think it's like a thing that you quaff, but then you're like -2 to hit. I think
For how long? For the whole game.
For the whole game, yeah, for the rest of the game.
Yeah, just quaff.
So then
quaff
I've
it down.
also given him a chameleon cloak, which is a further -2 to hit, and the evade skill, which is a further -2 to hit. So it's basically impossible to shoot at.
So people can still hit you. They just need to roll a 6 followed by another 6 or something like that, right?
Or use a balefire thrower.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
like,
or
that
throw
would work
bail
too.
all over you, or Mr.
And then
Spook,
made him
Spook all over
a
you.
psycho, and he's got telepathy, terrify, and then I'd roll another random, probably cunning skill, or another psychic power. But yeah, and he has a great sword as well because he's a wraith.
So Terrify is choose a guy within 8 and line of sight. They must take a nerf check at Neg 3 or become subject to broken. That's pretty good. Because like that's fucking so good for just like weapons up high and things like that. Or somebody who's about to get to like a box that you covet. Or a, an ATM that you want to hack, and you just terrify them off it. See ya. Not gonna do it this turn. That would have been powerful to have in our last game that we played. Could have like, terrified people off objectives and things.
Yeah, so basically just use a Lord of the Rings ring wraith model for him. Sorted.
Yeah. Soul Seeker and the Wraith. Sounds like a Marvel duo. A Marvel TV show. Alright, I'll give you one, which is... I've still got 2 left. So, I got a super complicated one and an easy one. I'll do the easy one first. So the easy one was a character that I made. I don't think... I'm not sure if I actually employed it, but I always thought about it. And I think like I got out... I think Steve like outmaneuvered me in some way, and it ended up being a redundant like project. But this is definitely like someone I was equipping at some point. And actually, I spent a lot of time like trying to make a Juice killing guy, which was going to be like because Juice had fearsome, and so you couldn't even charge Juice unless you took a fucking willpower check. So at one point, I had a character like a anti-Juice killer character program, which involved like creating the lowest willpower character or highest willpower character, whichever way you want to say it,
The best.
to go up against, so you could actually just charge fucking Juice and get into combat with him and then fucking destroy him with like a thunder hammer. But I never thought of actually using a bounty hunter, so maybe I'll have like if Juice ever reappears, maybe I'll have to like revisit that. But yeah, so this character was called covering fire brackets anti-Juice pinning. So this character was just one that I made, which was just a straight up bounty hunter with a reclaimed autogun and a seismic cannon. And I was using I was just gonna roll straight up like 3 shooting weapon skills. And just hope to get like something good that would allow me to like shoot the seismic cannon fucking like in a much better way, because I don't think like there's some of those skills like they basically what I was aiming for is to get like, I guess I could have just like chosen marksman or something like that.
Well, I think I
was trying to go for like precision shot. I think I worked out like just rolling 3 was like the best way to try and like, because I could get like maybe 2 that were good.
There are quite a few of them that you can't actually use on unwieldy weapons, though.
Yeah, like gunfighter would be useless.
But like
I don't think you can do hip shooting either, but you could still do fast shot.
Can you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Or does fast shot just make it 2 separate quick actions? It might make it 2 fast actions or something like that. I'd need to recheck the wording now.
Yeah,
But I've always thought about using this guy because there was because basically if you got like a 6 to hit with the seismic, you could pin them and then they couldn't not be pinned. But I feel like Steve countered that in some way, and I didn't end up ever employing it.
The 6 to hit is the auto wound on the seismic. You just get pinned no matter what with the seismic, so it would ignore Juice's nerves of steel.
Oh, okay, maybe that's what it was. But there was some way that you like outflank. I can't remember what it was, but like I realized like, it's not gonna do anything. I was just like sitting there going, damn it.
Oh yeah, so it's only so it's fast shot, gunfighter, and hip shooting you can't use with heavy weapons, and the rest you can.
Yeah. So what's the one that's is it precision shot? So 6 to hit is no armor save. Yeah. So if you rolled a 6 to hit, you would wound automatically and no armor save, and it's like and it's 2 sustained fire dice on that gun.
That might be why you wanted to use it, because I kept on basically shot Juice in the head with.
That's what it was.
Plasma cannon.
Yeah, it was your fucking. Yeah, that's what. Okay, yeah. Okay, explain.
Well, just the reflex shroud and armored undersuit and everything else that he had. Basically meaning that there's no, like, the armor save of minus whatever on a plasma cannon was ignored, so you'd have to roll.
Yeah. That's what it must have been. Because I think my plan was basically just like to hire the guy and then just roll for the 3 skills, and then if didn't get it, just be like, fucking shoot that clone in the head, dump out another clone, and then just be like, maybe this guy's got the right combo of shit, and then take him down the gun range or whatever. Because if you're 6 to hit with those 2 things was like no armor save and it was a wound. Yeah, I think that was my plan, because like I fucking dropped like Juice was in the open and I dropped 2 maximal plasma cannon shots directly on his head, hit with both of them, rolled to wound, blah blah blah. But because of fucking reflex shroud and a whole bunch of other bullshit,
but one of the times you were like, I'm aiming at this tiny trophy spike point that's sticking out, and I was like, yeah, sure.
No, I could see his head. I could see his full head.
You couldn't see his head.
Yeah,
I could see tiny little...
I could see his head. I only fired it specifically because I could only see his head. I wouldn't have fired it just like a horn. But yeah, like so yeah, that I think that must have been my plan, was to run that and then just try and then try and get us and just that 6 to hit, because I would have just fucked him up, because it's like strength 6 rapid fire. But something must have happened and it outmaneuvered me in some way, and I just didn't end up building that guy and ended up going some other way. Because you might have like, I think you got some collection of fucking artifacts or something that gave your gang fear summon everyone or something like that, and then my plans changed. I had to radically redirect my gang in another way. But I've always thought about using that combo of just like I've had. Like, I haven't built it, but I've had the parts sitting there to like make a character specifically.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was working towards in that particular campaign, was getting the combination of territories so that everyone would have this. And when I got that, you were like, oh, no.
Yeah, god damn it. Is there any way that you can just force a 6 roll? Is there still spells that do that? Is there
Lucky 6?
If you're an Orlok.
Damn. Is it? Oh, that's what. Yeah, it's an Orlok thing, isn't it? Or is there a?
I think with divination you can.
Yeah, I think there's
do
a
a
spell
reroll.
that does something, but I don't think it's force a 6. But
Yeah.
Oh man, imagine if you could force that 6. I know there's like a bunch of stuff like you can I know. Yeah. It would be good if you could get stuff like gene smithing or Orlok crafting and stuff. But then I guess you're better off like having a champions competition or something. All right. So. Okay. So who's got any left? I've got 1 left.
I've got 2 left.
Okay, take us through.
Steve's turn.
I think Steve's done all his. Steve's blown his wad.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, because he did like Mr. Spoot immediately followed by his fucking most terrible creation.
Look, I've done Lumina, who's the last one that I used, and I did Mr. Spoot, who was the replacement for Grawp, but I've still got one other one after that.
Oh, okay, so it's you, Sean.
Okay.
You got too many. You gotta throw one away.
Yep. So one concept that I did is the Witch Hunter. So I tried to like take as many anti-psychic things as possible. So this is I used the movement 3 one for this guy because of the willpower, because then I can I'll be able to like some of the things require willpower checks, so make sure you want to have good will against those psychic powers. Then I bought him a hexagrammic fetish, which is actually kind of shit, but it is anti-psycho stuff. It's like you roll a d6 to see what it does, and then you get varying levels of protection against psychic powers. He's armed with a stake crossbow, which is good for hunting psychers. And then from the corridor selection, I bought him a pyromantic mantle, so all these close combat attacks have blaze.
Nice one.
And then he's got True Grit.
Everybody loves
that
blaze.
I would choose for him, and then roll a combat skill.
Wait, what close combat weapon? Sorry, did he have?
I couldn't afford one, so he's basically just got blaze fists. I gave him flak armor, but with the pyromantic mantle's 45 creds, and then the stake crossbow 60 creds, which probably isn't worth 60, but it's the theme. And then the hexagrammic fetish is like 35 or something, which again is also way too expensive for what it does. But
if somebody's running roughshod over you with psychers, or the local Delac players trying to mind freak you,
yep,
then
so I think
this guy will give you a modicum of support.
Yeah, so this is that's the like tooled out one with all the anti-psychic stuff. I think if I was building this myself, which I'm probably going to, using one of the Age of Sigmar Witch Hunter models that are really cool, I would drop the stake crossbow and give him a long rifle with static rounds.
Wow.
That would be better. And then a great sword as well.
Yeah, you definitely want a greatsword, like blaze greatsword. Yeah, give me a break. Because it's you got like 1 inch reach. You can just run up, slash someone. If you don't kill them, you might blaze them. And whether you blaze or kill them, and if you don't kill or blaze them, then they can't fight back at you anyway because you're an inch away.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting +1 to hit. Yeah.
Okay.
What's the the ultimate? Wait, hold on. What's the? Is there any other than the stake crossbow? Is there any ultimate anti-psycho shit? There's any of those?
Not really.
I
mean,
the mutant nulls. If you want a real anti-psycho team, you want to make like a.
Well, yeah, that's what you want now.
That's
true.
You want an X-Men college style mutant null house.
Yeah, there is. I guess other psychic stuff is you could get the what are those things called? The like worms that capture spells that get targeted at you.
Esoteric worms?
No.
Oh, Psygrubs.
Yeah, Psygrubs, that's it.
Could grub it up.
Yeah. I think they protect you from spells as well, but maybe I'm misremembering them. But
there's a noble house that their associates that you can get for your gang. One's a psyker and one's a null.
Mm.
Yeah, I forget what their name is.
House
tie. Yeah. That might be. That would be one.
That's what we were talking about last week. Is you run that null thing as your leader, and then you just run like the mutant archetype, and they're all just like null foot troops with like run them samurai style, where he's like the fucking super cool dude with a katana, and then the rest of them are just like stake crossbow guys.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can take stake crossbow on a scum, but whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting that you said mutant, because I was just thinking about that while we were talking about bounty hunter's about a mutant bounty hunter just on the spot, and which I think would be pretty interesting. So,
So what are you're talking about instead of taking rolling for 3 spells or rolling for 3 skills, they roll for 3 mutations? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Or choose 3, or choose one, roll for 1, or roll for 3.
Well, in this case, I thought about the fact that one of them is an extra arm. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to have one that had, say, 3 auto pistols, and just to keep with the theme, give them rad rounds.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But you can't fire them all at once, though, right? Unless you have.
Yeah, you can if you've got the. I think you can with that mutation that gives you the extra appendage.
Oh, really? Do you need gunfighter there?
You need gunfighter to not get the neg-1 when you're shooting, but.
3 rad round pistols, fire them all off. That only gets you like 1 round of shooting there.
And well, he'll still have change to buy. Well, he could get a close combat weapon as well, just to throw in if you needed something like that. But there's quite a few of the mutant powers are very sort of gunslingery friendly. So yeah, well, you've got your void soul because you're talking about how do you deal with psychers, eye stalks. Your vision arc could be increased. You get a extra cover, extra appendages. You increase your attacks by 1. Use up to 3 weapons with sidearm or melee trait at the same time.
You'd have to be an outlaw bounty hunter there, right? You can't have fucking eye stalks in civilized town.
No.
You can't be like, I brought him in dead, boys, and they're just like, what the fuck happened to you? And he's like, yeah, so the bounty, and they're like, what's happened to your face, your eyes? And yeah, so the bounty, like, it's 120 creds, right? And they're like, oh my god, you mutant, get out of here! Start shooting pistols at you. Yeah.
Well, if you had 2 heads, you don't get a penalty when using 2 guns.
Wait,
blazing.
what the fuck is an outlaw bounty hunter then? Are they just, who do they work for?
Well, they're not necessarily a mutant. They're just ones that have been shunned.
Oh yeah, but.
Well, I guess like corpse grinder cults.
They take like crime bounties.
Chaos helots.
Like crime, like the Hearts and shit might put like. Because like
I think in those cases you're not getting the premium bounties that the law-abiding ones would get you, but they're doing a job and they're doing it well.
I just realized, like, we've been saying outlaw bounty hunter, and we've all been talking about unsanctioned psycho outlaw bounty hunters. But I just realized, like, what the hell is an outlaw bounty hunter? Who pays them bounties? Outlaws do. Other outlaws, the outlaw empire, the under empire. All right. Okay.
Well, it depends on how you're playing. Yeah. The other thing too, don't forget, according to the rules and for bounty hunters, when you pay that cost, you choose if they're sanctioned or unsanctioned, and there's benefits to each version. So you're not automatically an outlaw.
There's bounty hunter or outlaw bounty hunter, right? And then and then you can choose to make them a sanctioned psycho or an unsanctioned psycho.
Yeah.
But you can't make a outlaw bounty hunter who is also a sanctioned psycho. Is that true? Or is that
I think you can, because you've got a.
I mean, yeah. There's nothing in the rules saying you can't. But
he's on the run from the law, but at least he's like keeping his psychic powers in check and not breaking the psychic.
Because it's how you got trained. For example, did the voices teach you, or did you go to psycho school in the hives?
Yeah, because remember like how Eisenhorn goes rogue, but he's still loyal. He's still sanctioned.
Yeah,
I guess kind of. Yeah. All right. Well, I've got one left. Who's got one? Who else has one left?
I've got one left.
Yeah,
it's just another gimmick one.
Okay, give us your gimmick. Drop your gimmick.
Okay, drop it. Okay, so I've got an Eldar.
Everyone's still an alien.
Yeah, I've got an Eldar hunter. So it's the move 5 bounty hunter. So the idea is you just go through the list and look for things that are sort of Eldari. Now, funnily enough, for some bizarre reason, the sling gun, which is a really craptastic version of a shuriken catapult, it's like a gun, but it's got the range of a pistol, so it's just sort of going to get you killed. So the other version, I think, would be to use something like a needle gun, needle rifle, something like that. Because Eldar and Dark Eldar would like poisons and things. You give them a stiletto sword because that's very Eldari, and chem synth, and how to make them very Eldari. You give them armor weave. Now, armor weave is an illegal Xenos armor. It's 5/6, but you can't get rid of the 6 with armor penetration.
It's an illegal weave.
Yeah.
You wouldn't.
There is such a thing.
You wouldn't get the way that it's Xenos weave. It's
yeah.
More than just like 2 dimensions.
Well, that's what Mr. Spoot is covered with as well, the armor weave.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So it's any sort of strange alien armor that.
Except Mr. Spoot's is glistening armor weave.
Yeah. It's probably a secretion that hardens or.
Glistening with Spoot.
An armorous goo or some sort of excrescence.
Why not just all of those things?
And you can make lots of Xenos just like going through and sort of looking at the same with sort of chaos champions and things like that. Give them a Hexine blade and some, I don't know, plate mail or something like that, and make some sort of chaos warrior or cannibal or something like that.
Well, yeah, it's totally the fucking ultimate sandbox. Like if there's any kind of like you have access to all to the rare trading, the illegal trading, and all the common items, and then also if you're hiring it for a gang from one of the house gangs, then you have access to their leaders' stock of shit as well. So super fucking sandbox. Oh, and then you've got the choice of making them a psyker as well on top of that.
Yeah.
Whether sanctioned or not. So yeah, so many. It's like a massive, like massively insane sandbox. If you're a campaign tyrant and you're looking to do NPCs, like it's super easy. Just get a bounty hunter, make a fucking crazy bounty hunter just using the basic bounty hunter rules, or just break the rules entirely like Leedham and give him mutations and things and make him a psyker as well. So he's like got roll 3 mutations, and he's a fucking roll for like what? How many different telepathies? How many different things are there? Just roll for a random one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then roll a spell on it.
I would definitely encourage arbitrators to allow a mutant bounty hunter.
Well, and then look at your Delac options. There's a whole bunch of like crazy powers in the Delac book that are really good for modeling strange aliens and chaotic beasts and things like that. Walking through walls and giving people nightmares and all that. So, like, there's no reason to just make a generic dude with a good gun model. There's no reason that you should always have something like little story to entertain and bewilder your friends with.
Entertain us with your bounty hunter, Leedham. Yeah. So,
what's your last bounty hunter then, Tim? Is
well, hold on.
Dude with a big gun?
I got a question first, like, which is, if you make a roll for spells on a discipline character, which one are you gonna get the most? Which one's got the highest chance of having just the best shit? Is what I'm trying to say.
Which discipline?
Either discipline or skills. You either get 3 rolls on skill, or you get 4 rolls on a psychic discipline. Which one are you going with? So the discipline you get more, but remember you got to take that willpower to fucking actually execute them. Whereas the skills you can just have 3 skills, but you get because like think about that. That's pretty balanced.
Yeah.
And then if you throw in like mutations are strong, but some of them are better than others.
Yeah, well, that's why I think I'd definitely let you have a mutant bounty hunter, because I think there's far worse things you can make with skills and psychic
Yeah.
powers.
Yeah, especially if you're not paying for the mutation as well. Just make them free.
The other
Like,
thing,
roll
other
three-
thing too, is if
three
you
mutations.
if you're listening to this and you're going, oh no, everyone in my gaming group's going to start taking psychers. Don't forget, psychers are walking bags of money, and there's lots of
Yeah.
rules for many of the different gangs and many of the different settings where if you capture a psyker, if you kill a psyker, if you hurt a psyker, you get paid.
Yeah, you can't
So
do
don't-
you can't do a rescue mission if you capture a psychic. You can just immediately sell into slavery, and also if it it captures now on the damage table as well, so it should happen theoretically more often. And
Yeah.
then the other thing is, what was the other thing? Well, whatever you were saying, Leedham, and backing you up. Just backing you up on that one.
Right.
I forget what the second part was, but yeah, like fucking super powerful.
Well, I think to answer your question of which is the worst, probably the pyromancy, isn't it? Just because it's got all those horrible blaze effects.
Yeah, chronomancy is also pretty good there.
Yeah,
Has a good.
I
chance.
think just for the
You've
extra.
got a good chance of getting freeze time, because if you roll I guess you have to roll one at a time, and if you get one you've already got, you get to choose, don't you? Is that how it works?
Yeah. Oh, I think so.
I think
Yeah. That's
Technomancy's
pretty
got
good
some
with
pretty
4
damn
die.
sweet powers.
Yeah, but skill sets, I think I would go with shooting, because there's some really strong combos like you were talking about before with getting 3 shooting. If you get, so equip your guy with 2 pistols, so you can make use of gunslinger if you roll it, and then roll 3 times, and you're going to get something good.
Yeah. Well, you can take 2 plasma pistols for under 150 easy, and then you've got if you're rolling, got a good chance of getting like gunfighter, and then precision shot or something like that. Like that 6 to hit ignoring armor is so fucking insane. Especially if you just drill someone with a plasma gun or plasma pistol. Sorry. You go
Combat's
stub
pretty
as
good,
well.
I guess.
Yeah.
But
I like agility personally. I think that's
agility's good
stuff. And it's very cinematic too. You know, you can with even a couple of agility skills, you're kind of moving all over the table, and everything's a little easier for you.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things, like getting big combos of skills is one thing that Bounty Hunters lets you do, because sometimes it's kind of hard to work that up with your dudes in your gang, but then you can just hire a Bounty Hunter and sort of play out some sort of combo that would otherwise take you a while to get. So that's kind of where I've gone with this last Bounty Hunter. He's a chem slinger. So I've geared him all up with to try to make use of the chem delivery needle rifle things.
Yeah.
Because like as a concept, it sounds kind of cool, but you're actually try to put this on one of the fighters in your gang, it would just be probably a waste of credits, really. But you can build a bounty hunter to do it for you and see how that goes. So he's got a needle rifle with chem delivery darts, and then he's got a dose of Ghast, a dose of Karma, and a dose of Obscura.
Wow. Dude, have you ever thought of swapping all of those for 1 dose of necrotic slime?
That's an option too.
You
So I chose these 3 because they've probably got the worst effects when you shoot them on someone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they're like doping agents. The only reason I say necrotic slime is because after the game, there's a 1 in 6 chance they just die, right? Like I think you roll a d6 on one, they just die.
Yeah,
that's true.
So it's always,
so that's an option.
It's always worth just infecting someone with some necrotic slime, just for chance to just insist their brain and kill them. And then the other one is friends on is addictive. So if you dose someone with friends on after the game, I think if you don't give them more, they
very expensive treatment.
it's 2d6 times 10 creds for anti friends on treatment.
Yeah, so there's a lot of options you can do there. And then I gave him munitioneer because chem darts are like ammo 6+, so I'm going to want to keep going with that.
Yeah, I think.
And then I also gave him a stub gun because I'm going to inevitably run out of needles to shoot, and then I'll just have a handy stub gun.
Could you go Elder background? Oh, sorry, Isha background to get like all the like Isha cams, or would you have access to Isha cams?
Well, that's a good question. You probably have to ask your
So-
arbitrator.
Because I guess if you don't have access to
might-
Gene,
If you're playing
Gene
at
and Gene something, then-
Isha, then you get access to the list for your bounty hunter.
Well, you get
the-
access to the list that is your, like the list of gear for the leader, but the chems aren't actually listed in the list. So
Yeah.
they're just an extra thing they can take.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
they're like an extra thing.
Because
I think,
those
yeah,
have
you
like
could probably-
no downsides. Those fucking drugs. I guess they have baleful drugs. Is what I'm trying to get at. Like you could use like chem delivery, right?
Well, I don't think you can. Most of the things you would use with chem delivery, like all of their chems, all their stims are like beneficial, so you wouldn't probably shoot them.
Oh
into
yeah,
someone.
because offensive chems are all toxin, aren't they? Toxin
Yeah.
rules and stuff. Oh, gas rules. Oh yeah, that's weird. Yeah, so need more toxins and more chems, more
Yeah,
shit to
more
shoot
chems.
into people. Those chem
Well, the other
delivery
thing
dots are
is,
cool,
when you combine chems, the chems from the black market, if you get 2 or more into a person, then there's some serious side effects that might happen. Like I think they can go out of action if they. I'm trying to remember the rules. I think if they've got 2 or more, they have to roll a d6, and if they roll, I think it's if they roll over the amount of. Oh, it must be under.
over the amount of
anyway.
chems or under. Yeah.
If they roll equal to or under the amount of chems, I think it is, then they go out of action straight away or something.
Yeah.
So that's
Oh,
cool. I mean, yeah, less efficient than just shooting them with a plasma cannon, but kind of cool.
I think humiliating your opponent, it does have a value of its own, though.
Yeah, I think that's where the Karma and Obscura are fun because they're like, your dude walks around dopely and can't do anything, or like just can do single actions or something. So that's good for entertainment.
Yeah.
I think you've had an idea previously, Leedham, where you could convince your arbitrator to allow you to use chem delivery to shoot Wild Snake and Second Best into people, get them drunk.
It's so awful.
It's got offensive shots.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be pretty good. Being able to put like those intoxication markers on people.
Oh yeah.
That'd really stack up. That'd be pretty good. All right.
Who
Well,
had the flamer that shot Wild Snake?
that was some narrative thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is like a special character, an Orlok special character.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure if he shoots
Yeah,
Wild
he
Snake,
sprays.
but
I think he
has,
sprays
like, a
Wild
barrel
Snake
stuff.
on you. Yeah, and it makes you more flammable.
Oh,
or
good
something
grief,
like
that's
that.
a war crime.
Yeah, because Brad had it.
Yeah,
All right.
Brad
so-
did a really good conversion for that too.
Yeah, I've got one last character. It's a unarmed brawler character. However, he cheats and uses telekinesis, obviously, so he can get the telekinesis like little power, which is unarmed attacks are increased strength +1 strength and +1 damage on unarmed attacks. So he goes to strength 4, damage 2 on his unarmed attacks. And then he's also equipped with a Friends on collar and Stim Slug stash, because he's still unarmed. But he's also got a Friends on collar and Stim Slug stash, so he fucking hits like a ton of bricks, and he's got like can't be pinned and all that sort of shit. Or take a willpower check, or a cool check not to be pinned. And then he's also got... I've got here 3 I think it's 3 digilasers. Although I couldn't equip him with more than 3, I think, Sean, on Quartermaster. But,
probably not. Probably just using the default weapon limit.
Yeah, but you could go, if I didn't take like the Stim Slug stash and the Friends on collar, then I could just go like, I think it's like, because they're 25 points each per digilaser, so I could just go 6 digilasers. So it's still unarmed strikes. It's just like the lasers also you can shoot them when you. So you get an extra strength 1 attack essentially for each of those. So if you didn't have I think the combat drugs are probably better. Gonna make it more effective. But if you didn't want to do that, if you just want to have some guy who's just like leaps out from your middle of your gang and just goes like, "Fight me! I'll knuckle ya!" and then you just start shooting them with digilasers, it's pretty crazy because like they're only strength 1, but like you'll just get like if you've got 6 of them.
Just fishing for 6.
Yeah, you're gonna fish for 6s, get a couple of wounds here and there, and it's just gonna like really piss people off. And isn't there some magic? Oh, is there a magic spire ring? You said that they were all too expensive.
Yeah, too expensive though. Well, too illegal.
What is it? Like illegal fucking 15 or something?
I don't know if it's that high, but it's over illegal 10. So
yeah, okay. And that's the one that allows you to shoot like a melter-gun shot or something, isn't it? Yeah. That'd be pretty fun. Because then you just equip the idea is to equip your character with the most like unarmed shit that is also shit. Because you can put like I guess like you're not going to level up or anything like that. But if you could get you could make like if you made like a character like that using your house rules. Like I did it for Goliath, where I used a stimmer and then I gave him Ghast, and then used telekinesis from Ghast, which also gives you the telekinetic power. So there's a unarmed strike thing, gives you +2 strength and +1 damage.
And there's a Goliath tactics card which gives you, I think, +1 strength and -1 AP for unarmed attack.
Oh, is it? Oh fuck, I didn't have that card. That'd be making me even better. But yeah, so that combined with like telekinetic thing would just allow you to just like punch your way through shit. But I think
there are those mutations that give you better unarmed attacks too.
Well, that's the thing. I mentioned that versus like a claw mutant, or a just fighting like a werewolf or something. You could almost make like a.
Sounds like we might have to have an all mutants campaign soon.
An Outlands werewolf gang. Yeah, I'm down for it. I've got the chuds. I was thinking of changing the chuds, making them just like giving them all just an extra wound, so they're just 2 wound, grubby, weird dudes with knives.
To quote you, Tim, gross.
But yeah. We definitely need to. I think we need to run that classic campaign, and then we all take mutant gangs. So it's also low tech. Not only is it not only is it mutants, everyone's taking shitty mutants, but also
shitty weapons.
Yeah, shitty weapons. So there's no shame in taking like rusty knives and stuff.
Yeah.
And just basic shotties and stuff like that. And you only get like 1 heavy weapon, 1 special. Anyway, so are there any other bounty hunters? Have we talked about them all? Or Sean still
I've still got one.
Oh, Steve's got one. One more. Which one is it? Is it one you've used against us?
Well, before I get on to Jeremy, I'm going to talk about Mr. Spoot.
Fucking Jeremy.
Briefly.
Oh, God.
If Mr. Spoot, the time caterpillar, doesn't need to spend the 35 credits to actually become a psyker, then 25 of those could be used for a grapnel launcher. So Mr. Spook could just go zip, and using that's a double action to move 12 instead of like running 6 with his 3-inch stubby little legs, because he's a 1980s plastic yowie something. He'd be able to use the chronomancy special ability to get an extra action and then do the freeze time 12 inches away from where they started the turn instead of...
Oh, no, you can't do that because that's a double action.
Yeah,
too.
freeze time's a double action. But you could still spoot on someone after moving 12. You can spoot someone.
Yeah, spoot on someone.
Like the 12-inch and spoot is... and then if you survive, and he always somehow survives as well.
Yeah.
And then you do time stop to make your getaway.
No, Mr. Spoot actually ended up dying in one of the campaigns, like 66th, right at the portal. So
good.
Yeah, so like Spoot eggs going through the time portal to a different dimension or whatever.
Yeah, they call that a good start.
Yeah. So Jeremy is the gibbon model that I put a vampire head on. That you're like,
Jeremy's the worst, like the creepiest thing. Like, at least Mr. Spirit was just kind of like, fuck, he's annoying, such a time criminal and shit. Where is he from? Why? Why is he here? Why is he harassing us? Why doesn't he leave? And then the guy with the balefire thrower was just like, oh god, that fucking guy just like crushed half my gang again. Whereas Jeremy's just been always like a lurking creepster.
That creepy menace.
So Jeremy has the movement 3, toughness 4, wounds 2 profile for the willpower 5 because he has the psychotelepathy and hallucinations. So anyone within 12 inches, they become automatically insane if they pass their... Sorry, let me just grab it. Choose an enemy fighter that is within 12. That fighter immediately becomes subject to the insane condition. So they don't even have to do they don't even get to attempt to defend themselves with their willpower. They just become insane. So that's just a disgusting ability there on a 5+. And it is only a basic, so you can move the 3 inches that Jeremy can stumble with his little munted gibbon leg things. But he also has infiltrate as the other chosen skill, so he can start anywhere.
Of course he does, because that's the creepiest, one of the creepiest skills. That's a Noctgul classic.
Yeah, and he has a falsehood, so for the first 2 turns, Jeremy is like some little grandma thing. Yeah, don't use falsehoods anymore, but this was back in the day. And armored undersuit... Armored undersuit, mesh armor, stub gun, and shard grenades because, you might as well blast 5-inch cursed grenade with rending with AP -2, strength 2 though, when people are nearby as well. So you can use your shard grenades to throw that.
Wait, there's shard grenades as opposed to shard...
Sorry?
As opposed to, there's another type of grenade also called shard grenade, isn't there?
The
Mind shard grenade?
Mind flecked shards. They're not as... they don't have the -2 AP.
So what is a shard grenade? Some kind of Xenos grenade.
Yeah, it's a blast 5, cursed, and rending. With -2 AP. It's only strength 2.
You can call it your Schadenfreude build.
-2 AP as well. Oh.
So it's a basic action to throw a shard grenade, and then you can also still do the basic action of the hallucinations to make one person within 12.
Where's Jeremy carry? Wait. Where does Jeremy carry these grenades, or is it an effect that Jeremy is creating?
Well, it's definitely got to be like they're flinging their own poop or something because the model is completely naked with, they got this weird toe thumb thing happening with grenade, one weird long creepy finger. It's a very odd model.
It's like literally a shard grenade.
Yeah, and it's basically just didn't bother rolling up any other skills or anything for it, just to hallucinations and infiltrate. But with the extra 35 creds, you can get something else because all of mine I didn't realize that was just an addition.
I can't believe you'd be getting unlocked Steve to getting even more.
Yeah, more fucking bullshit. Yeah, but that's why I said at the start though. That's why I said at the start. Like some of these are from different times when we had different versions, interpretations, and things.
Yeah, but you're going to be the campaign manager tyrant for the next one, so don't give me a bounty hunter.
No, we all enjoy how silly it is, and then
Well, if I can quickly run through some of the extra ones that I've got here, if that's okay. I've got a couple extras.
Yeah, please run through the full roster of horrors.
I got this tiny little Thomas the Tank Engine model, like it's just a little toy thing, and I painted it up and I gave it a melter gun. And it's called Thomas the Spank Engine. It's got mesh armor and Overwatch and a melter gun, and that's it. And it's the 5-inch movement one.
Wait, what? It's got Overwatch and what? And a melter gun.
Melter gun.
Oh.
You've done a melter gun. It's a rarity on that.
What is the rarity on a melter gun? Let me just double check that. I may have made a
Well, it's
mistake.
rare 11. Illegal, Steve. Illegal.
Illegal. This was just
What
in
can
my
a Venator
theory
leader
hammering
take?
stuff.
What can a Venator leader take though?
They can take up to rare 11, I'm pretty sure.
So why can't a bounty hunter take rare 11?
That's okay. This was back from my theory hammer, because I've still got this is a list that I'd actually written up before you asked. It's called Disgusting Bounty Hunters, which has 9 different bounty hunters that it's disgusting on them.
Well, yeah, good one, Sean. Now he's going to take a web pistol.
That's okay. Thomas the Spank Engine can just be something different.
Thomas the Spank Engine.
The next one.
Wait, you could take a Inferno. Oh no, that doesn't make sense.
You can.
The idea is there.
The other thing is that we're having a discussion over the rules as written. It seems like there's a way to interpret the rules that if you are not an outlaw bounty hunter, you can take whatever rarity item you want.
Yeah, exactly. They're definitely, depending on your book, some of them don't mention any rarity at all. Like mine just says it can take any fucking shit from the rare or illegal.
Yeah, in the house books, the only place it mentions the rarity is under the outlaw section, which seems like an oversight.
What about a tech merchant? Can you give a +2 to the bounty hunter's equipment with that?
Don't see why not.
Yeah.
Or is he an independent outfitter?
Well, seeing as Thomas the Spank Engine failed, how about the next one, Snatch? This is bounty hunter with movement 3, armored undersuit, carapace armor, and grapnel launcher and nerves of steel. And the only point of that one was to snatch loot caskets.
And have a 3+ armor save.
Yeah. And the last one I have still on this list, because I was culling it down, is a guy that's got a grenade launcher, photon flash grenades, armored undersuit, grapnel launcher, mesh armor, and trick shot. So trick shot was I can't remember right now, my brain's gone blank.
Trick shot is when the make ranged attacks do not suffer a penalty for the target being engaged in partial cover.
You can also shoot into combat as well, can't you, with no penalty?
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. Yep.
Oh,
so
sorry.
The ballistic skill of 3+, aiming would mean that you've got a crack grenade that's basically hitting on a 2+ on anyone that's in light cover. And if they're in heavy cover, it'll still be a 3+. And one that I skipped past was very similar to one of Leedham's from the start, which is a guy that's got a bolt gun, and he's got technomancy but overcharge with the skill precision shot. So overcharge increases the strength and damage, I think, and
strength 5, damage 3,
precision, and then has precision shot on top of that. So with a bolt gun.
Oh, I rolled a 60. No armor.
Oh, it's got armor on it somewhere, I'm sure.
Well, you could make Thomas the Spank Engine into Thomas the Nade Engine. Give it snap off the melter, put a grenade launcher on, or just blue tack one. Just blue tack one to the base, and then that'd be pretty good. Crack grenading on people. And then
the blue tacking of to the base thing, have to address that at some point, but that would probably be when we're doing the Jews Chronicles.
No, I'm not saying you do that. That's just that's my when you hear me say that, it's because I'm taking a shot at Reddit, because Reddit is always played Necromunda at my local friendly game LFG, whatever the fuck it's called.
It's FLGS, the friendly local.
Played at my local Fergalers. Played by the local Fergalers, and some fucking the guys who won the campaign were all Vansar guys with grenade launchers, blue tack to their bases, 4 grenade launcher guys. That was early on. I just say it to be just to be a jackass basically. But that one's not directed at you.
No, but the thing is, I did actually kind of do that because.
Oh, did you? Okay, I didn't know you doing that.
My first gang was
if you did do that, then
some scabbies, and then the next campaign that Robbie was going to run.
Wait, Steve actually is that guy then, because we met
guy.
We met at a Fergalers.
Yeah, we did.
Wait, is that what it is? Fergaling.
I had some Cricks Banes and Robbie gave me some grenade launchers that I had them all blue tacked in position for what modeling I would do, because I was going to make my next campaign be next gang be scavies or chaos helots that were the Church of Divine Equity, and they had a whole bunch of grenade launchers. So when you mentioned the grenade launchers blue tacked, I assumed it was just yet another dig at me. But I didn't end up making that gang because Robbie sold me some cheap Goliaths that he had, and it's basically his fault that Juice came about. So,
and the rest is history.
Yeah, thanks, Robbie.
Yeah.
You know your guy with the carapace armor and the launcher thing for running.
Yeah.
You could give him like sprint, and then he could run like 15, and then you could use the grapple to like cross areas that you can't run 15.
That's actually Jeff was one of the pioneers of that lifestyle with I think it was Sex Pest.
Sex Pest, yeah.
Back in the early days, he had a grappling hook, and he would just sort of grapple around the place and grab objectives and then scoot off with them.
Yeah,
and drop grenades on people.
Because my leader's got a grapple.
Yeah, Sean's also a grappling hook guy.
And in that first campaign, I had all the grapple hooks. So
yeah,
it was great fun.
Doubled down on the grapple. So much grappling, and web like a web gauntlet is kind of like grappling as well.
Yeah,
just all-purpose grabbing.
Always be grappling.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we managed to destroy shoot down one of Steve's ideas.
Well, just the one.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was just the one.
Yeah, the other ones have all actually, Mr. Spoot, Jeremy, and Lumina have all been actually on the table. So, and Grorp. So the ones that I actually selected to go through for the first 4 were actually ones that have been destroying things and being annoying.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sad that Thomas the Spank Engine doesn't get to see play, as was written way back.
I reckon if you do have a tech merchant, though, you could definitely argue that you can get extra rarity on your bounty hunter. Because that's like...
Hey, Steve,
if you're not Vansar, you're paying an 80 credit.
You could run him as Thomas the tech merchant.
There you go.
Well, I'll have to hold that to you in the campaign. I'll get a tech merchant and see how things go.
He has to be a leader, though. He has to be a leader, like a raised leader or whatever. So you can give him Overwatch. He's a tech merchant, and then you get to choose one of those like crazy things. Have you seen the one where you just get like a 6+ save against like the was it the first is it the first out of action result per round or something?
What are we talking about? Tech merchants?
Yeah.
No, you're talking about the Underhive trader.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking Underhive trader. Oops. Wrong thing. But you could run... the tech merchant's just like a hanger-on, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you wouldn't get on the table. Damn.
Well, for my next gang, it's basically going to be scavies, and I was actually writing the list whilst listening to last week's podcast where you were talking about things, and I mentioned in the chat that I'm going to make this bloated thing, and then I got to the point where you were actually saying if you're going to make a really disgusting, tough guy, do the Forge Tyrant with the plus wounds and toughness and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's what I've just been saying. So you were already ahead of me on that one.
Do what Steve does.
Yeah,
no, because I just remembered it. Because remember, there was one campaign where you just went for like mass over muscle, and everyone had like just maximum wounds. Like they started at 4 wounds or whatever. So like some of them could just take like a maximal plasma cannon shot and just be like, okay, cool. So anyway, I guess I'm pinned. Oh no, wait, no, I've got Nerve to Steel. I'm not even pinned from that. Just like suck up a fucking maximal plasma cannon shot, like it didn't happen, because they've still got 1 wound left.
That's a sore point for you, isn't it? The maximal plasma cannons.
Yeah,
At least you didn't explode yourself.
Yeah. It hasn't happened yet. I haven't I've never been removed due to unstable, and I always go maximal. Although I think I fired like once or twice on the semi-fire mode. But you would think like a maximal plasma cannon, like 3 damage, strength 8, 3 damage, would just like take out like a Goliath leader. But no, not Steve's guys. Steve's guys are
the first plasma gun I ever fired, I said, yeah, I'm going to go maximal. Tim says it's awesome. And then I got taken out of action.
The thing is, you just gotta like never roll jam or whatever it is, whatever the thing is that makes you explode yourself. Just don't roll it.
Yeah, but you're telling the person who's literally going to be getting the trophy, saying the world's best roller, who always rolls 1, not to explode yourself with the dice.
Yeah, well, it is hard. It's definitely harder than the thing is, Sean, like when he plays Skaven, all of his shit explodes as well. So you've just got to like, it's that 1 in 6 chance of just exploding. That's the problem.
Or if I'm casting a spell, I'll explode from rolling too many 6s.
Oh yeah, you'll always dimensional cascade. Yeah, that's how I always deal with your wizard. I'm like, well, your wizard's gonna kill himself in the first 2 turns. From just like fucking, because remember that guy, your Grayseer guy always just like fucking dimensionally cascading himself, just like turn 1. Oh shit, so funny. And then like so by like turn 3, like your general's killed yourself, and like most of your support weapons have just exploded, and some of them have just fired into your own units, killing them and stuff. And then if you're a dwarf, you've been shooting the whole time with your crossbows. And then by maybe turn 3 or 4, then you actually fight the Skaven, and they're already half dead. They're already, unless they've got like Radugers or something. But yeah, so yeah, if you are an unlucky rolling person, definitely don't go with unstable weapons. It would be cool if they. Do you think they'll update the bounty, given that like the bounty hunters weren't reproduced in the Megatome? Do you think that there could be like another version of Law and Order in Necromunda coming?
Maybe. I can see them coming again. I do hope that if they do so, they don't copy and paste the rules again and try to clear up some of the things we've discussed tonight.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking like they have like more, like they've got that little dreadnought thing now. They've got dogs. There's also plastic models for Arbites now as well for 40k. Like that that Arbite kill team. I don't know if they're gonna include any of that. I guess probably that's not their main thing, but yeah, maybe there could be something like that coming, and the bounty hunters will be in there, because they could redo Venators in that book as well. Like Venators, just like make it the real like fucking Law and Order on Necromunda supplement. More chems and stuff too. More chems to deliver.
Yeah, more chems.
Lovely.
Alright, cool. Well, Steve, any other things you want to tell the listeners? Any other rumors you want to...
Disgusting tricks or fruits?
Rumors you want to put the lid on or anything like that? Any damage control you want to do? Anything we've said that's out of line?
It's your chance to defend yourself, Steve.
Yeah.
Yep, it's fine. I'm just used to it. But there is actually one little bit, and that was when you said like ages ago that like I come on and I'd listen to you chatting and stuff, and I wouldn't actually speak up. It's like you say Shifty Steve, you'd call them or something. Like as soon as I say something, it's like out there, and I can't like edit it. If I mispronunciate something, then like I'll think about like what did I say? So thank you for encouraging me to come on and ramble about the things and stuff. It's been fun.
Yeah, well, this is just to like get your toes in the water so we can get you on to talk about the fucking Juice Saga at some point, because you've got like notes and pictures and things, and just like just general knowledge about the cult of Juice, going back through like tons and tons of campaigns, and just like just like lots of fucking like crazy fluff. So it'd be cool to like go through that in some sort of like, I don't know. I don't know how we do it, like just brain pump you or something.
Yeah, just sever my head off and use me as a servo skull to drain the correct information out, right?
Yeah, we might have to do that. Because people are always messaging me saying they want to hear more about like the about like we want to hear more of Steve's gang. We want to hear more about the cult of Juice. And it's definitely like inspired people from other countries as well to run like crazy dystopian,
disgusting,
just like chem mutant cloning gone wrong campaigns and stuff like that. So yeah, people are always asking me to get more information about Juice. So yeah, if you've got like that in some sort of like semi-coherent, like have you got it like all like printed out on a dot matrix printer, like, or like typed out in a typewriter like Stephen King or like Ted Kaczynski style, or
there are bits of posts on like Yak Trap and stuff like that, but if we would actually sit down and do like the Chronicles Juice, we'd probably have to start at the beginning. Like when I first actually arrived at the gaming place that I'm blanking on, Magic Vault.
The Frugalus.
That was so many years ago.
The local Frugals.
The Frugals.
Frugalus.
Yeah, and just talk about how I was originally running a Chaos Helot cult as Scavies with like my Skaven model that had 2 Dark Elder heads attached to it, which was Spockfok and stuff like that. And yeah, I was running the disgusting little Scavvy gang, and I was running it as if it was like the 95, 97 gang where you'd have like a whole bunch of people arrive, and nope, there's only like D3 plus 2 people in this battle. And I'm like, well, all my guys are shit. They've got reclaimed auto pistol and no armor. And yeah, so from there, after that was basically when Leedham was running a semi-narrative campaign with you. And then when Robbie did his first actual Revelation Steeple campaign, that was when Juice came about, because he sold me the models cheap. And we'll probably start around there and just talk about the time that we had back
what
then.
About her? There was people.
There
was a pre-Juice time though. Like we need to definitely talk about the pre-Juice time, because like I got a Juice sample back when Juice was first like minted, like when he first came on the scene, before he did
before he was tainted,
before he had like several rebuilds like into the fucking like giant insane model with like bone spurs and like went full fucking insane levels. I took an earlier Juice clone, but yeah, like the he just like developed into like an unstoppable thing, especially in like some of those early campaigns where you had the rotary flensing saw. And like could move like fucking 7 inches or something, and plus cards, and then rotary flensing saw everything within 4 inches or whatever the fuck it was. There was some like horrific days being like hunted for sport by these fucking like techno barbarians, and I was playing what I thought was a techno barbarian gang, and I was just getting like bullied by these fucking insane mega men, and then the rest of the campaign would just be like toughness 3 guys being like, oh, where do we hide?
But that was all back when the House of Chains
you can't hide from Bale for
came out as well. The other gangs hadn't been given their boosts, and then there's like, while Juice was actually around himself, not his legacy.
Yeah,
gangs,
that is true. Yeah, that book came out first.
And started to get their books.
Ah, that is true. Yeah, you're right. So that's where that's when it just like took off, because Goliath book came first. So we got way more customization, like straight up. So then, yeah, Juice was able to go gene smithing as well as skills, as well as stat increases. That's why he had like a whole bunch of rebuilds. And then each time more horrific than the next. Until he was literally just like reflex shrouded and couldn't be killed with maximal plasma cannon shots to the face. Just laughing off like maximal plasma cannon. That's one of the reasons I built that plasma cannon guy, like the fucking man, but with plasma cannon, was just to take out Juice, and it's just impossible. What the fuck? All right, cool. So yeah, at some point we'll definitely go through some of those, because I've got photos and notes and shit from those early campaigns as well. And if I go back far enough on Instagram, like there's entire, like I've just got full, like all like pictures from every game of that season, sort of thing. So we can definitely like.
And the story's just built on each other as well, like what other people were talking about and everything. So
yeah.
It was actually quite a lot of fun getting to know everyone and see what happened. And this just so happened that people thought that Juice was a big target. And yeah, so we'll sit down and squeeze some more juice out of that.
No pun intended. Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah, that'd be fun, because like the best thing about that is every single multiplayer game that we played, Steve always shot first as well. That's just like remember that? Steve would always be the first person to shoot, no matter what.
Yeah, you're saying this to someone like in the chat who's got their title as like always strikes first.
Yeah, but you always shot. Like we played like back in those days, we used to play those like big fucking group games for ages, and I'm pretty sure every single one of those, Steve would be like, yeah, I'll deploy next to you and we won't fight, right? And you'd be like, yeah, and then he'd just like immediately just turn on you and start shooting you in the face. He did that to like everybody. Didn't do it to me though. Oh, maybe he did do it to me. I feel like I might have been next to you in that giant plant game. You might have shot at me.
You
first.
were, but
I'm pretty sure you shot at me first in that. Well,
you took advantage of the fact that I was stuck fighting against someone who was displaced, fielding around everywhere, and I couldn't actually do damage to them. I was just like landing shots left, right, and center, and they're just going, pew, pew. So you were like, oh, I'm just going to not move my guys over here because that's part of one of my secret objectives is to just slap you in the back while you're there.
Well, good times. Crazy games. All right. Okay. Anything else, Sean?
No. Just I think bounty hunters are really fun addition to the game. There's lots of ways to get access to them.
Yeah.
Check them out if you haven't.
You can use them to just add like some crazy fucking thing to your game that you don't have, like a massive hole in your game, and then just like make up a fucking crazy story. Like think about what Necromunda's based off, which is like crazy 80s just nonsense. Like there's always just some fucking guy drilling up under the ground from nowhere and being like, yeah, I'm here to save the day. Like you can just make the fucking narrative fit. Like a fucking clone of your leader that's been missing for like 20 years comes back suddenly and joins your gang or something. Like there's fucking like you don't need to explain shit. It's Cyberpunk. That's the whole fucking reason, is that you don't have to explain shit. And you can, and anything's fucking possible. So if you've got some fucking huge hole in your game and you're just like, fuck, I really need to solve this with, but I've got a bunch of crads. Boom, you can just like make some fucking thing while you try and solve it. Maybe purchase a heavy weapon for someone else in your game from the black market. In the meantime, you can use like one of these guys, just like the way Steve terrorized us for campaigns.
I think it can also be like a creative outlet, because I think like as regular listeners to this program will know, I've talked about Harud before and the idea I was going to do a whole Harud gang, but then I just thought, actually, just making a single Harud bounty hunter will totally like sate my desire to do this modeling project, and then I've got a bounty hunter I can use. So yeah.
Got a sick one-off model, yeah. And how often do people make just like a cool fucking model and then they're just like, I'll make the rest of that squad later, and then they just don't do it? Just paint that model up and it's a bounty hunter now. Like you can make whatever you want and then find the rules to suit it. Like basically think about all the equipment that's available. Like there's tons. Like you can make it fit. All right, cool. And then Leedham, any last remarks?
Yeah, just don't be boring with your. Just don't be boring.
Don't be a basic bitch. Yeah, don't be a fucking basic bitch.
Do something interesting.
Don't be a basic uphive bitch. That's how it is. All right, cool. Thanks, Steve. Thanks for coming on. Thanks, Sean and Leedham. And hopefully you've enjoyed this episode, Kingsley. Yeah, if you've got ideas or things that maybe we haven't thought about, send them through ihorruspodcast@gmail.com, or you can send it through on the Instagram thing, although I don't really check it that much. But whatever. I will see it eventually. Although I saw Kingsley's thing like pretty fast, so I don't know. Like that, who knows? Your prayers may be answered, or maybe if you've sent through an idea and everybody has also, or something that we might have already covered, then don't be upset. We're only gonna take the best ideas. That's how mind pirates do it. All right, cool. Thanks, guys. See you down the drains.